Welcome to Hunting Party, a collection of friends playing Monster Hunter, both experienced and new. Together, we overcome any obstacle, whether it's a monster, internet connection issues, miscommunication, or just real bad RNG. So stick around and watch us learn how to be a real hunting party.
World was technically my first, but I didn't really get a good grasp of the foundation for it, so I swapped over to Rise because a friend recommended that to me. Once he taught me the bare basics, I played through Rise, swapped back over to World, and kept going to World, and here we are. Played the entire time it was open. From the first day it was open, I ran through the entire landscape, fought all the monsters at least once. I think just the weapons alone, just practicing like insect glaive, for example, I spent like an hour on that just alone, so a good chunk of it. I loved how the combat felt. It felt a lot like Rise while maintaining how the weapons feel from World, like the heaviness and the like how real the weapons are. Overall, it was pretty smooth. I enjoyed it. The one thing I did not like about it was just the camera speed. Like, you tilt the camera stick a little bit to the right, the camera would just zoom all the way to the right instead of like a little bit. I'm sure there's a way to like fix that or even adjust that in the settings, but hopefully that's something they fix. That's a trick question, I feel like. World is older than Rise, so for me, I kind of like stepped in like the middle, if that makes sense. Now since I'm playing through World and trying to compare World to Wilds, it's like a night and day difference, if I have to be honest. If I'm comparing Wilds to Rise, they're a lot similar. It's just graphics wise, there is a night and day difference, but gameplay wise, it feels a lot like Rise, if I have to be honest. So again, looking very forward to it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. The one that stood out the most was the electric, kind of like Diablo's looking one, but not really. But it was electric and it flew in the sky. Yeah, that one right now. The only reason why is because it one-shot me. The other monsters, I never carded. I was perfectly fine. We were doing good. Radar was the first one in the entire beta that one-shot me. I was like, oh. And I got that feeling, like, again, like, yo, here's a monster that I haven't, it's actually kicking my butt. I gotta grind for this. I gotta kill this thing. That little excitement, like how like a little kid with a new toy feels a little bit. 'Cause it's been a hot minute since I felt like that with Monster Hunter World and Rise. So the fact that it one-shot me was like, yo, okay, I gotta get stronger. I gotta kick this guy's ass. Again, the camera angles, it felt like you tilted the camera stick to the right and your entire character just completely swung to the right. Again, that's probably something you could easily fix in the settings. Your mounts controls seem kind of funky a little bit at times. Just a little bit. It was very subtle. Like, especially when it was trying to climb through the rocks and like the mountains, trying to get to like the plains, basically. It felt a little wonky, but it was not too bad, if that makes sense. I used dual Dual Blades and Insect Glaive, and a little bit Sword and Shield, just a little bit, not enough to really say anything about it. Dual Blades I started off with because I mained Dual Blades in Rise. Dual Blades in Wilds is perfect. They took what they needed for, like, what they improved on in Rise, and they brought it over into Wilds, and the problems that did exist in Rise, they fixed it. Insect Glaive, it's better than Rise as well because it actually feels like a spear. The whole point of Insect Glaive is like a spear, and you actually have like your little insect blade that helps you. In Wilds, it feels more natural. That's the word I'm looking for. It seems like it. You don't have to use just aerial attacks. You can use ground, you can use aerial, you can do whatever you need to do. In World, I never understood why, you couldn't physically stab the monster and like use your actual body to swing around it and drill into it. And the fact that they put that in Wilds is amazing to me. I can finally drill into the monster's skull, and it feels like I'm actually drilling into it. It's so fun. It's so cool. They perfected it. Besides the obvious glitches, like, monsters climbing up the wall and propelling themselves up into the sky, things like that, it's kind of early to say, in my opinion, what still needs to be worked on. The hitboxes was the thing I was really paying attention to, and because in World, you got, like Rajang, Kamehameha, you can't just sail over it as an Insect Blade user. It's like a giant rectangle reaching up to the heavens, and you're gonna hit an invisible wall. Rise, they fixed that issue. In Wilds, they took what they did in Rise and they made it better. Can't tell you how many times I was able to, roll underneath the monster's like legs or sidestep a monster. So again, those are really the only things I was looking for during the beta. We'll see what the actual gameplay is, because what they're releasing versus what they released for the beta is going to be a huge difference. So any problems between now and then probably will get solved. The least amount of work. Honestly, nothing is coming to mind. Because again, I came from Rise, so all the stuff that were problems in World, they fixed in Rise. And then jumping from World to Wild, I can see like it literally is like a 9-day difference. But I'm also used to Rise's mechanics. So for me, Wilds was like, oh, it's a lot like Rise. They did improve like the hitboxes, for instance, things like that. So to me, there's not a lot to improve on or not improve on, if that makes sense. That's a definite 100% yes. I think I pre-ordered. I did pre-order the game the moment that they dropped the actual date for the release date for Wilds, without having even played the beta. The beta just solidified the purchase choice and made me stop feeling guilty about it.